Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we're doing the magical cloud Jimmy thing, and a couple of you were asking about my base color and stuff like that, and I don't have one on this, which is kind of fun. Let me put that up there. Alright, but my colors are really simple. It's just these three as colors and the others are for shading. So this one is Pompeian Red, and it is like this kind of rusty pink color, I guess. And I really like it. Like, it's a very calmed down kind of a red color. This is light cobalt turquoise. And I freaking love this color. It makes me think of the ocean. And I love the ocean. I'm a huge ocean person, even though I live in Fort Worth, Texas. So, which is landlocked by all means. And this is light yellow ochre. So, it is kind of a goldish tone. And so that is what I was using for my magical clouds. I've got white, cold gray number 4, and Payne's gray, which is just like the darkest gray that I have in the Faber-Castells. So, since I didn't use any kind of base color, I just went in and I started with my light cobalt turquoise, which is basically just like a pretty sky blue or ocean color, and just picked out where I wanted it to be and just kind of went with it in like these big like whooshing kind of whooshing is a technical term areas. I don't know, I just kind of picked where I wanted it to be. I wasn't really thinking about patterns or anything like that. I just wanted it to be in different spots, so I put it in different spots. Just like that. I didn't really do anything special with it. The trick with this is that I didn't have a base color other than white that would go down that would be a match for all three of these colors, since they're almost primary colors. But as long as you're just getting them to touch at the edges and you're blending in the edges, you should be just fine with these. So I was just going in here and picking out where I wanted them to be and going on like that. I kind of felt like, since the Pompeian Red was kind of the darkest, that I would put it up here where I want my shadow to go. But I'm also going to use the grays for shadowing, so I'm not real worried about it. So I just went in here and colored it in. And then I just went over it a bunch of times in order to get the kind of layers and soft color blending that I wanted. And you can do this with just about any colors, as long as you're just careful with blending the edges around them and stuff like that. Like, the real shadowing is just going to come in with the grays, and that works just fine. So when you're overlaying this, the Pompeian Red, in your light cobalt turquoise, you're going to see how much darker it gets. Just a little bit, because blue and red make purple. And so you'll see a little bit of darkening, but these colors aren't super dark, so I'm not real worried about it. And then, of course, red and a gold toned yellow or whatever make a little bit of orange, which is a complement to blue. And then you've got a greenish tone that will come through when the gold tone goes over your light yellow ochre or whatever, it goes over your cobalt turquoise, because those make green. So you can see I'm just going over and layering excuse me, and layering, just going softly, taking my time really. I enjoy doing gems just like this, where I just take my time and I don't hurry through it and just blend. I like to see how it kind of develops in front of me. I think that's half the fun of gems, is just watching them kind of come to life in front of you. How the colors get more vibrant as you work with them and stuff. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I've got like my soft feel of my gem. Go in here. And see, there's that green kind of coming through. Oh, that's cool. Because it just gives it another dimension of color. Like that. And then come up here and start working in some more of this Pompeian red. If anybody knows why it's called Pompeian red, I mean, other than the city of Pompeii, did Pompeii have, like, I mean, I know it's known for, like, being covered in a volcano or something, but, like, they just have a lot of terracotta or something in there. If anybody knows why it's called Pompeian red, I'd love to know. I like learning things that I didn't know. Okay, so on to our shadows and such. There's just my general, like, I don't know. I don't even know what that is. But my colors, that's what I like. As far as blending goes, if you want to blend it out. Like, absolutely, go for it. Nobody's going to tell you different. I'm going to start with my shading around the edges. Because, of course, as always, our edges are very important in getting our 3D look to them. And I'm just going lightly, going around the edges. Kind of beginning to get our little 3D-ish look. I had somebody the other day who had just done like a light color going blended very well into a dark color, but it was just like straight blended, like light color and then dark color. And they were like, why isn't my gem 3D? And I was like, well, it's because just blending the gem does not make it 3D. You've got to add the lights where the lights go and the darks where the darks go, and you have to think about where the light is hitting and where it's reflecting and where it's not hitting. And if there are lights coming from anywhere above your gem, it's not going to be hitting the sides of the gem, so they're going to be a lot darker. Even down here. So, Anyway, I mean, they blended the whole thing very well. So I'm just going to use my white and use this as a blender basically. And also just to kind of brighten the bottom part of this. And I'm almost burnishing this, I feel like. But I'm actually not pushing that hard, so I don't know. But it definitely does make it a little bit lighter, more magical and cloudy-ish. And then I get my Payne's Gray, go in here for my edges, and then just going up here, kind of giving it its shadow. I'm just going real light with it right now, so that I can begin working up and bringing it in. I can work up the color on it a little bit. And you can do this with any color. I mean, any lighter color, and then just use a gray to do the shadow on it, and it'll work pretty well. If you're not afraid of gray or afraid of shadows. And anytime you're doing a gem, you want the contrast, so don't be afraid to do it a little bit darker than you think you should. I'm going to use my lighter gray to blend this a little bit. I'm not doing that great of a job blending right now. That's okay. I will go get my cheater sticks over here. That was a much bigger shadow than I really wanted, but that's okay. Because you know what we can do? We can use our blue, go in and kind of pump up the vibrancy again of our little gem. And if we want to, we could even go in and use our white to kind of brighten it a little bit. Just a tad. I know the Faber-Castell white is very soft and it's not very opaque, but it does help kind of blend things out and make things pretty. So I use it for that. And that's all there really is to it. I mean, if you want to make this darker up here, you definitely can. Since this is just a lighter gem, I didn't really go for a super dark shadow. I just wanted it to be enough to give you that shadow-esque impression. Normally I preach, you know, dark, but that is as dark as it really needs to be for this, which is what I want. And then, as always, you can just put on our little highlight. And someone who was having problems in the group with their pen highlights, if you have not seen my entire little video on helps and tips and tricks for your gel pen I will put that in the description below. And there's your little highlight. And then, if you're finicky like me, you can go in and just clean up your little white highlight. So it's super sharp and defined like a light hitting this gem would be. Or light hitting anything that's shiny, basically. And that's me, because I'm super finicky about how my highlights are. This actually, I feel like, needs to curve down a little bit more. That was awesome. Alright. Ta-da! Okay, so there's our little magical gem, magical clouds. And you can, like I said, you can use just about any colors to do this, just because as long as you're just watching like where you're blending in the edges and making sure that they blend together really, really well. I wouldn't use complements beside each other, like purple and yellow, blue and orange, and green and red, because that'll make it kind of muddy. As long as you're really, really careful with it, you could probably do it. But generally I stay away from putting those two next to and trying to blend them together, because they make brown if you put them together. So, anyway, well, I will see you next time, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope I see yours in Gemhouse or on Facebook, wherever you put it, and tag me. So, talk to you next time. Bye.